On the nation of Presidential Committee charged on effective national tax policy, plus latest in the world of sports. A warm welcome to NTA Lagos Channel 10 News at 7. I am Musa Toliat. Many thanks for joining us. Disaster management and response. Disaster response has gone beyond just response. That is, arriving at the scene of the incident and trying to arrest the situation. It must be timely and efficient. That is why disaster response has now moved to management, which means putting proactive mechanism in place that will identify vulnerable areas and prepare an early warning system in such areas to mitigate the extent of damages that could occur in terms of loss of life. In this report, Adeola Komi Akiri highlights the importance of disaster management.
The impact of disaster on lives and property has always been devastating, with attendant effects leaving scarring marks. Since life is sacred, most disaster response agencies have engaged in different strategies to curb the impact within their domain.
Especially this season it's increasing due to the season we have now. It's rainy season, and earthwise too, the weather is not really friendly.
I think the time factor also determines, probably it's in the midnight or so, I never can tell, but I think the time factor determines the rate at which they respond quickly or not.
In Lagos, the tide is changing, with attention now shifted to the management of intrinsic factors influencing disasters.
I think they should just hasten up when being alerted.
It has become imperative for state government to set up facilities that will improve disaster response to be effective and efficient, while mapping out strategies to make sure that relevant sister agencies in the state, such as the fire service, key into the measure. In Lagos, Adeola Komiake, NTA News.
The tax reforms initiated by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has continued to generate excitement that more resources will be generated and used for development. Guests on NTA's Good Morning Nigeria are urging the Presidential Committee on Tax Reforms to carefully find holistic solutions administration in the country. Lydia Sampson reports.
The determination of President Bola Tinubu to transform the economy through robust tax management has been described as a game changer. Guests on Good Morning Nigeria acknowledged that though some progress has been made in recent times, continuous evaluation and expanding the tax nets can be achieved through reforms and multi-stakeholder engagement.
The reform is to solve two problems. One is to solve the problem of multiple taxation, and the other one is to take up our tax to GDP ratio to where it's supposed to be. I think that is the reason why the president has to bring the reform.
Let's look at the economy, let's look at the revenue and be able to bring it up, generate more than what we have been generating, such that if we have to go a borrowing at all, it is going to be very minimal at the very least.
With revenue generation below 50%, they opine that both tax administrators, taxpayers, and government must be on the same page of patriotism, accountability, and efficient use of tax resources.
What we should do, the FRS has started, is to catch them young. Let our young ones be up and doing in trying to comply.
If we look at taxpayers, some taxpayers or a group of taxpayers are not paying enough. What we need to do is to try to diagnose how they are able to go about it, and see areas where there is too much latitude to maneuver. So that part of the reform is also to look at those tax laws and see where we need to close.
The need for harmonizing taxes to ease the multiplicity, according to them, will go a long way in changing the narrative of tax evasion and improve compliance. In Abuja, Lydia Sampson, NTA News.
For the vision of empowering entrepreneurial ventures in the country to have a foothold in the nation's economic landscape, state governments, including private sector, must be ready to implement federal government's vision for the SMEs by creating an enabling environment for them to thrive right from the grassroots. This was the findings of Larry Belay while looking into the state and private sectors, how they can aid entrepreneurial ventures to reduce poverty.
First is the challenge of accessing funds from financial institutions to stimulate entrepreneurial ventures. Since most MSMEs in the country do not have basic requirements for securing finances at the stage of conception.
When you ask them to go and bring maybe their plan, all the plan just exists in the head of the entrepreneur owning the business, and therefore that cannot be an idea that is convincing to a bank or a financial institution to have.
Despite this challenge, stakeholders say it is imperative for private sector to join hands with the government through institutions in the quest to creating thriving small, medium-scale enterprises in the country.
The private sector cannot nano, medium, small and enterprise owners to thrive. Of course, you can now begin to have confidence in them to take charge of one or two areas.
Promoting entrepreneurial ventures through the Small Medium Scale Enterprise Development SMEDEM, Bank of Industry BOI, Empower Program, Government Empowerment Program, Trader Money, and reduction in the amount of registration. With the prospect of injecting 125 billion naira into small medium ventures, it was suggested that state governments should start creating structures at the local government level to tap into the federal government's vision.
Now when it comes to entrepreneurship, we need to develop a well-structured plan in that way, that will be helping entrepreneurs, not only at the cities or at the state government level or at the federal government. It should be well-structured the way fertilizer is structured from top to bottom.
Economists also urge state governments to endeavor to create infrastructural facilities. In Lagos, Larry Belay, NTA News.
You're still watching NTA Lagos Channel 10 News at 7. The news continues after this quick break. Stay with us.
Jackpot of the week. Place bet and hit the jackpot. Log into the OneXBet account. Link on the Take Part button. Place bet and take part in the jackpot draw. Feel like a winner with OneXBet. Use promo code to get a bonus on your first deposit. TRS Promotions, in collaboration with Ratau Lagos State Council and Lagos State Sports Commission, present
Alami, the national champion. This job competition, I don't tell you to be like me. I see. Wow. Sorry, competition is in November 1. Just about in December, they say to register. That is cool. You too can be a millionaire at the first international Lagos State draft competition. The registration is on now. You too can be a millionaire. Go and register now. Anything for the boys? Hey, I'm supposed to give you something, but I'm not get card.
To purchase your ticket, go to www.windraftgame.com or directly from all local government areas in Lagos State, Aria Ticket, and many other ticket agencies. TRS, join the fun. Rocky Spring from OneXBet. Take part in promotion with cool prizes. Bet on any sports events. Get tickets. Have a chance to win cool prizes. The more you bet, the greater your chances. Use promo code to get a welcome bonus right now.
Glad to know that you're still staying tuned to NTA Lagos Channel 10 for the news at 7. And now to some entertainment news. Nollywood actress Fathia Williams has revealed that she would have missed out on being a part of the trending movie Jagun Jagun the Warrior. Let's now join Olajide Odusami for this and more in the world of entertainment.
Nollywood actress Fatia Williams has recounted how she almost turned down her role in the most talked about movie, Jagun Jagun. The light-skinned Yoruba actress revealed that she would have missed a lifetime opportunity but for the intervention of her management, who pressured her to take up the role. Appreciating Femi Adebayo, she thanked him for giving her another opportunity to showcase her craft. According to her, from the moment she heard the script, little did she fathom the profound journey it would embark on. Even Femi Adebayo, she praised his visionary approach, the depth, the intricacy of his ambition and artistry. Moving on, Nigerian Afrobeat sensation David Adeleke, also known as Davido, claims that his record-breaking album, Timeless, changed his life. The singer said this when he responded to a tweet with the tag, "Name an album that changed your life." The unavailable singer responded with a quote from the Timeless album cover art. Since his debut, Davido's Timeless album has received worldwide acclaim. Since its release, the album has thrilled people all around the world and set multiple streaming records. With over 1 billion streams across various platforms, Davido's Timeless has truly lived up to his name, garnering a massive following and achieving remarkable success on platforms such as Spotify, Apple Music, Audiomack, YouTube, and Boomplay. And on the foreign scene, British rock star Mick Fleetwood, who has lived in Hawaii for decades, has said that the situation in Lahaina is catastrophic, following deadly wildfires that have killed at least 96 people. The Fleetwood Mac drummer said the disaster has been an incredible shock for everyone and described the scene as complete devastation. Fleetwood revealed he was in Los Angeles visiting family when the fires broke out but flew back immediately, bringing supplies with him. Meanwhile, the university is launching what is believed to be the first Taylor Swift-inspired literature course of its kind in Europe. The elective course at the University of Ghent in Belgium highlights the themes, styles, and techniques of famous historical literary writers from the US pop superstar's perspective. The singer-songwriter's songs are often inspired by English literature classics and include themes which also appear in Romeo and Juliet, Jane Eyre, and Alice's Adventures in Wonderland, among others, according to academics. The course will be taught by British professor Ellie McCausland, who will use Swift's work as a springboard to explore literature over the centuries. And that was entertainment news.
You made us proud, and even the world could not but notice. That was how Nigeria's First Lady, Oduremi Tinubu, saluted members of the Super Falcons when she received them at the Villa, back from the 2023 Women's World Cup in Australia and New Zealand. State House correspondent Adeni Itaiwo completes the report.
It was in this room that the First Lady, Oduremi Tinubu, joined by wife of the Vice President, Nana Kashim Shettima, and Senate President's wife, Ekaete Akpabio, rooted for the Super Falcons, savoring moments of joy and enduring what one may call moments of mental suffering with their darling Super Falcons as they put up a good fight against the Lionesses of England. Now, in keeping with her promise to personally welcome the team, the First Lady received members of the Super Falcons, led by the President of the Nigerian Football Federation and their captain, to the State House. The pain of their only defeat at the round of 16 was a long-forgotten memory at the reception, as the mother of the nation, joined by other soccer moms, appreciated the team for displaying true Nigerian spirit at the Soccer Mundial.
You have not only represented Nigeria on the global stage, but have also become role models for our youth, especially young girls who now see their aspirations mirrored in you. I salute you today and welcome you back home, and our goodwill and best wishes go to other players who have gone back to their base. You gave your all and we stand with you and are so proud of you.
For her, victory is not only determined by the score sheet on the field of play, but more by the character and spirit on display.
Although the final result did not go your way, our way, the dedication and resilience you displayed on the pitch has filled even Mr. President, me and other Nigerians with immense respect and admiration.
Thanking the First Lady for her support and for honoring the team, NFF President Ibrahim Gusau said the Federation will focus on sports development and continue to present good teams for FIFA tournaments.
Personally, I saw a video of Your Excellency supporting the Falcons with so much passion during their win over Australia as you watch on television. I want to assure you here that the players and officials will be paid all their entitlement as soon as we receive the World Cup money from FIFA.
It feels like we appreciated, everybody appreciate what we do. And I want to say a very big thank you to her. Even before we went for the competition, she gave us a very great, farewell.
For our support, the First Lady and other soccer moms were presented with Super Falcons jerseys by the NFF. In the State House, Adeniyi Taiwo, NTA News.
Still talking sports. Nigeria National League 1 is ready to kickstart September this year as stakeholders unanimously agree for a better league football. For this and more on Sports Update, let's join Sulaiman Musa.
We begin with Taekwondo. For the first time since the COVID-19 era, the Chika Chukwumerije Sports Foundation opened up its frontiers to host budding and young participants, mainly in Taekwondo competition. The indoor court of the Moshood Abiola National Stadium, Abuja, serves as the judo, where side attractions including table tennis, e-sports, and children playground sports were created to spice the day.
About grassroots sports development. So if you followed me over the past decade, I've always done programs that give these guys an opportunity to express themselves. But this event went one step further.
And now to football. The maiden edition of Nationwide Super 16 Cup slated for September this year by the Okukoma Sports Development in collaboration with the Nigeria Nationwide League aim at hunting new talents at the grassroots to represent club and country gain momentum, as Kingsley Onyenoma reports that stakeholders including the chairman of Nationwide League 1, Silas Agara, met with organizers in Owerri to fine-tune modalities for a hitch-free championship. And now to tennis. Jannik Sinner and Jessica Pegula both cruised to straight set wins in the finals of the Canadian Open. 21-year-old Itania Sinner, who saw off Alex de Minaur 6-4, 6-1 in 90 minutes in Toronto, breaking the 24-year-old Australian serve on 5 occasions. American Pegula, who won her final in Montreal, dominating Russian Lyudmila Samsonova to win 6-love, 6-1 in just 49 minutes. And finally, Chelsea have agreed a deal to sign Brighton midfielder Moises Caicedo for a British record of £115 million. Liverpool agreed a £111 million deal for the 21-year-old Ecuador player on Friday, but Caicedo's preference is Chelsea, and they have finally succeeded with a bid after having a succession of proposals rejected by Brighton. The fee means Chelsea will break the British record twice in 2023, following the £107 million purchase of Argentina midfielder Enzo Fernandez in January. Caicedo, who was left out of Brighton's squad for their season opening win at home to Luton Town, is still to have a medical. With Sport Update, Suleiman Musa, NTA News.
Sports Updates concludes the English segment of the news at 7. Many thanks for watching. Benga Oloyede is standing by for the Yoruba translation of the news. I am Musa Toliant. Good evening.
Ẹ kú àṣálẹ́, ẹ sì kú dédé àsìkò yìí. Àkójọpọ̀ ìròyìn ló ń dé sí etí ìgbọ̀yìn láti ilé iṣẹ́ amóhùnmáwòrán ìjọba àpapọ̀ tó wà ní ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó. Gbẹ̀ngàn Olóyèdè ni oníròyìn, ìròyìn rèé lẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́. Mímójútó ìpè lórí àjálù ló ti lọ kọjá ìlànà ìfèsì lásán sí irú bí àjálù irú bẹ́ẹ̀, tàbí kí wọ́n kàn sí ibi tí àjálù ti wáyé láti máa wòye ọ̀nà tí wọn yóò gbà fi kojú àjálù ọ̀hún. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni wọ́n jẹ́ kó di mímọ̀ yìí pé kíkàn sí agbami tí àjálù ti wáyé ní láti mú wákàtí tó kúnjú òṣùwọ̀n lọ́wọ́. Ìdí pàtàkì gbólóhùn ọ̀rọ̀ yìí ló túbọ̀ mú àwọn ìgbìmọ̀ àjọ tó mójútó ìdáhùn sí ìpè àjálù tẹ̀síwájú gbígba ọ̀nà àbáyọ òmíràn nípa gbígbé ohun èlò tó dájú kalẹ̀ tí yóò túbọ̀ mú kí wọ́n mọ ohun tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ní agbègbè tí ewu àjálù ti wáyé láti lè gbé ohun èlò ìṣèkìlọ̀ sí agbègbè irú bẹ́ẹ̀ láti dẹ́kun ohun tó lè fa ìpalára bá ẹ̀mí àti dúkìá àwọn ènìyàn nírúbí agbègbè náà láti lè mú kí irúbí ìgbésẹ̀ náà kẹsẹ̀ járí ṣíṣe ìpèsè àwọn ohun èlò fún wíwà ní ìkàlẹ̀ ni wọ́n sọ wípé lù tó bá wáyé. Àwọn àtúnṣe lórí owó orí tí ààrẹ orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà Bọ́lá Ahmed Tinubu jẹ́ olùpilẹ̀ rẹ̀ ló ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní tẹ̀síwájú mímú ìdùnnú tí yóò túbọ̀ mú ọ̀pọ̀ ohun mèremère jẹ jáde fún lílò fún ìdàgbàsókè. Àwọn àlejò tí wọ́n fojú hàn nínú ètò ilé-iṣẹ́ amóhùnmáwòrán ìjọba àpapọ̀ tí wọ́n pè ní Good Morning Nigeria níbẹ̀ ni àwọn àlejò orí ètò náà ti gba àwọn ìgbìmọ̀ tí wọ́n yàn láti ṣe kòkárí ètò àtúnṣe owó orí láti jọ̀wọ́ farabalẹ̀ wá ojútùú sí àwọn kùdẹ̀kùdẹ ìṣòro tó ń dojúkọ ìmúdókò ìṣàkóso ètò owó orí ní orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà. Ṣé Yorùbá bọ̀ wọ́n ní bí eégún ẹni bá jóore ara yóò máa ya atọ́kùn? Èyí ló ṣokùnfà ìmúríwú ti aya ààrẹ orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà Olúrẹ̀mí Tinubu bí ó ṣe ń sọ ọ̀rọ̀ ìmúríwú fún àwọn ikọ̀ agbábọ́ọ̀lù obìnrin ti Super Falcons wípé gbogbo àgbáyé ń kan sára sí yín wípé a rí ipa pàtàkì tí ẹ kó níbi ìdíje bọ́ọ̀lù àfẹsẹ̀gbá tóbìnrin àgbáyé. Aya ààrẹ orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà Olúrẹ̀mí Tinubu ló gbé òṣùbà sàdákátà náà kalẹ̀ ní àsìkò tó ń tẹ́wọ́ gbọ́ àlejò àwọn ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ agbábọ́ọ̀lù ti Super Falcons sí ọ́fíìsì rẹ̀ tó wà ní ìlú Àbújá kí àwọn ikọ̀ Super Falcons náà kú iṣẹ́ takuntakun wọn níbi ìdíje bọ́ọ̀lù àfẹsẹ̀gbá àtàwọn obìnrin àgbáyé tó wáyé fún ti ọdún 2023 ní Australia. Àsùnjì lórúkọ àṣálẹ́ ìní Jésù tó Moses ti wà níkàlẹ̀ láti mú ìyókù ròyìn wá fún ilé-èdè Ògùn. Gbẹ̀ngà Olóyèdè ń kí yín èrè o.
Me kudo wajai me kudo lewen mu kwa bodo ni Jason enti Jesu to Moses wa ni no o no dido ajidumeto we yo de ko to ya do yo de no wa to ko le ada to din uga do yeni mo do yo afo bo to ogbeto le bepri kavi do ye to godo bon do mo do ye to ku pe nu wa dijo nu ajimeji to fere pe he wa ye te oholo we do to nu ne so mi to yin adela kamia kere gbe pon de o tito to ayiwalo le do awon ni matebe to de onu dido ajimeton le to yo de so to wa yi do wewe daidi o miyan o dikun gbato gbogbo àìsùn pọ̀ nù pàmò kọ́tọ̀ àwọn fi dọ̀ àrè òjì lẹ̀ wọ́n yóò dẹ́rẹ́ kó tó yá dọ̀ òye bẹ́ẹ̀ yín àzọ́ wátọ́ fi àzọ́ dulẹ̀ dómúnámọ́dọ̀ yìí kàn gbé tó pọ̀ bọ́mọdọ̀ ò tẹ fífún tó mẹ̀wẹ̀nu yín yóò dẹ́rẹ́ yìí pé ẹ̀dùnkún ẹ̀jì nítorí gbẹ̀tọ̀ ṣoṣo wọ́n yóò dẹ́rẹ́ yìí wọlé náà ọ̀nù jẹ̀mẹ̀jì àjèjìtàn yín yóò dẹ́rẹ́ wá gbàjà yìí tó fílẹ̀ pé tó òtò gbọ́lọ́mẹ̀ tó ti wẹ̀ tó yá dɔ olu yɛrɛ de kɛ bɔ awo fi lɔrɔ tɛnɛ wa yi lɔ so ni olu de ye ne o tito lɛ dɔ ayi na to mo dɔ ye pe nukun ego na awo fi onu di do adimɛtɔ ne i ma gba dɛmɛ pe ti to o to gbɛ mɛ yi dɔ enema yi o de ye yɛ wɔn akpɛ bɔbɔ na dɔ onu ye de la hɔlɔni walɛ wɛ yi ma ko wa bɔ onu gba dɛmɛ dzi na sɔ yi de ye wa yi to adidi mɛ. Òtakwe sí òdúnwà tó pọ̀ Nàìjíríà tọmọ tó ti wẹ̀ tó fi yàdọ̀ ògbẹ́ òtòwó gan kò sí tó àyíká tó mọ̀dọ̀ yìí sọ́fọ́ ònùkún ẹnẹ ònùjípọ̀ náà tètò ẹ̀yìn òtakwe lẹ́tọ̀ tó gbé mẹ́yìn òdẹ́lẹ̀ yìí wà zọ́ tó di kẹ́ mọ̀dọ̀ túká èkó bla òtakwe sí òdúnwà tó gbé mẹ́yìn òdẹ́lẹ̀ yìí dẹ́sẹ̀ àròpọ̀ ẹ̀yìn òdẹ́ ògbẹ́tọ̀ ẹ̀yìn òdúnwà tó tètò bẹ́ẹ̀ tó tẹ̀lé mẹ́sàn-án ìmítàn èpèlè tó dé wẹ́tò ọlọ́jì dọ̀ tó nuwa do to me edo ya do otakwe ni na hu gan se ojirego mokere do gbeto su ejere na otakwe podo azonku dawo le po to mimodo ye to bi be o ma to otakwe na le wejere ni penu ko owo tan ko mo so dike modo onu yin odun ma pe gan ètò àyíwá tó gbó nàìjíríà tó sí òtakọ iná mẹ ní òde èyí de òye mẹ pọ sẹ ògbẹlẹ tó dín wẹ tó yá lọ́sọ̀ etí tó àbọ́jú náà yìí ní òde èyí yí wa tó mú dọ̀ kọ́dé tó ètò ẹ̀ dàgbé gbọ́dọ̀ àlè bó wọn náà tó gbó nàìjíríà tó gbérébù mẹ mọ́ kẹ́dẹ́ náà tó gbó mẹnu lẹ́ lọ ṣùgá ẹ̀jì. òye mẹ yìí bọ́ọ̀lù àfọ̀tàn bẹ́ẹ̀ yàn múlẹ̀ tán tó gbó nàìjíríà tán kò bọ́ọ̀lù àfọ̀tàn tó gbọ́dọ̀ wọ́n yóò dé kó wá gọ̀ tó dín bòye kó wá ọba jóná mẹ́yìn òtòwó gásì ẹnẹ olúrẹ̀mí tinubu mọ̀kẹ́dẹ́ òtòwó gásì dọ̀nùdóye dọ̀yẹ tẹ́pọ́ dọ̀yẹ kó yóò dé wàdàgbé bòsí òyìn kọ̀ òtòwó nàìjíríà tán sọ́yàgà ẹnẹ kọ̀ gbígbọ̀ yìí tán sọ bọ́ọ̀lù àfọ̀tàn ìwòsàn òtòwó australia tán gbọdọ̀ new zealand tán pọ̀ táyé ní sẹ́wọ̀n tán táíwò adéníyè ẹ̀gọ́ wọ ìdókìá dọ̀ tòun ètò jóná ètò yìí ìdókìá dọ̀ nùgbọ́ yìí máa yín òmẹ̀rẹ̀ yìí gẹ̀ tó nù ìwà lọ́mẹ̀ ṣìbá lọ yìí kò sí òtògbó nàìjíríà tó sí òyìn kan sọ ìnù kan dóònù èyí yìí wà táìdì bọ́ọ̀lù àfọ̀tọ̀hó sí ògbẹ́ náà òtògbó nàìjíríà tó táìdì yàn sí èyí òun dé ìdókìá dọ̀ yìí kò ka òtògbó sí òyìn kan dó òwe gbódò náà lẹ́jọ́ àyẹ̀wò tó mọ̀kẹ́rẹ́ dọ̀ tó ìdọ̀tí dọ̀ yìí náà sọ́wọ́ àdàgbé tó gòdò náà yẹ sọ́wọ́ tí tó tẹ̀mẹ̀ mọ́kàntàn tó sọ́gòdò yàtọ̀ yàtọ̀ àhọlù tí tó gòdò náà yẹ látọmọdọ̀ ètò dàgbé mọ́kàntàn zọmí wà láwọn tó gbó sí òyìn kan. èyí àfọ̀nà lọ́tọ̀ òjá ìkájẹ̀ sọ tó kùnà sí òyìn kan mẹ́ nípò tó rí lọ.
Excellence.